Hello, Vishal sir. Thank you.
Welcome, sir. Welcome. Thank you. So, welcome all to GEG-AP's session today, Ahmedabad and Pune. Today we have the session on Grow with Google Sites, and the mentor for today's session is Ritika Tyagi. She is a mentor with Doon School, Gun Schools in Dehradun, and she is with us for today's session. So over to you, Ritika. Kindly introduce yourself, your skills, and your introduction, and you can start the session.
Thank you so much, Dr. Varya, and thank you, Reshma ma'am, for giving me this opportunity. And as sir said, I've been working with Doon Girls School as a mathematics and science educator, and I have been into this field of education for past 7 years. And I love using technology in my classroom. That's what keeps me going. And like you all, I'm a learner. I keep on exploring new apps, new things, and I'm a certified Google educator and an Apple teacher. Apart from that, I have done various certifications on Kahoot, Nearpod, and other apps. And today I'm going to tell you how to create your own website without any coding, without using any third-party app. In just few simple steps, you can create your own website and publish it to the whole world. So I'm really looking forward to this session to learn from all of you as well. And please let me know if you have any query at the end of the session. Can I start, sir?
Yeah. Yes, please. You please start. Yeah. So if you got any queries, you can post it in the chat, and we'll take it up.
I hope my screen is visible.
Yeah, it's visible. Yes.
Okay. So today we are going to learn about how to use Google platform, Google Sites without any coding and create your own free website. My name is Ritika Tyagi, and as I said, that I have been working with Google for quite some time. Let's start away with Google Sites. Google Sites, I feel, is one of the most underestimated product and the most wonderful product I have come across. Just like you all, during the pandemic situation, I was struggling a lot with my resources, where to keep them, how to share it with my students so that everything is under one platform, then how to keep it in a systematic way. And the answer was Google Sites. So as I said, Google Sites is a part of G Suite. It's a set of Google collaboration and communication tools, including all the Google Drive product. So I'm talking about Google Forms, Google Slides, Google Docs, everything you can put under one platform. You can just drag and drop whatever you want and it becomes responsive. You can see your website on phone, on tablets, on laptops, and it looks very simple to make. With most of the websites, it's very difficult to publish and host, but it is not the case with Google Sites. It's very simple. Once you have created your website, you just have to go to one button, that is publish, and your site can be found online on all the platforms. So I hope you all are excited now. Now, before I start telling you how to create your website, there are a few points which you must remember while creating your website. The first point, as you can see on my screen, is to define your target audience. Now, by target audience, I mean that you have to decide for whom are you creating your website. If you are a teacher or an educator, then you must remember that the principal or the head of the department or the students who all are going to see your website, what do they want out of it? What is the expectation of the audience out of your website? So everything has to be pre-planned. Decide what you want to accomplish with the site. You have to keep a framework in your mind that if I am creating a resume, then what all do I want to be included in my resume? If I am creating a class website, then what all has to be there in the class website? If I'm creating a school website, then what all elements will go into the school website? So this all has to be pre-planned before you start working on your website. The next point is to be realistic. We all want a real website. We don't want to put something which we have not done or we don't want to give a wrong picture to the audience. So be realistic. You need to plan out your structure beforehand. You need to plan the information. So what I do generally with my website is I plan everything, all the pictures, all the text material, whatever I'm going to put, I keep it in a separate folder. And then once I start creating the website, I start bringing all of it together. The last point, but not the least, you need to consider the visual elements. It is very important to have some pictures because we human beings, we believe in audio-visual things. It makes us learn more. So keep a lot of visual elements. You can include videos from YouTube. You can include GIFs. You can include pictures. You can include icons, logos. So keep a lot of visual elements in your website. Now let's coming on the main part. I know all teachers have come here to know how they can use Google website in their classroom. So there are a lot of ways in which a teacher can use Google site. You can create a web page for your class where you're keeping all the course materials, all the content, all your resources under one platform. You can use it as a notice board or a bulletin board to post your homework, assignments, and class events. You can also use it as a discussion board where every student can have a say, where every student can post their work. So you can have a creative corner where every week you are posting the students' work. Then you can post the announcements, you can post class events, you can post the reading materials and classroom rules as well. So you can have a special classroom website for your school. You can also use it as a Wikipedia where all the work for the whole year that you and your students have done, they can be organized into one platform on Google website. And lastly, you can use Google website as a file cabinet page to upload documents, your PDFs, or other material which you want to share with your student. So one click, you'll have all the materials of January. Another click, you'll have all the materials of February. So it's not going anywhere. It's in a simple and a same platform. Now, I'm sure you must be having children at home or students in your classroom. You can encourage them to create digital portfolios to feature their work and achievement. So students can create their own website as well. They can create their own portfolios like we do in other US and UK. There's the students, especially the senior ones, they are encouraged to create their portfolios. And you can create and manage to-do list for their assignments and classroom activities. They can collaborate on group project. So a lot of peer learning can be done through Google Sites. They can use it to present their findings on a particular research subject. So what I generally do with my classes, for example, if a student is really good with history, so I ask him to create a website and then I share his work with the rest of the kids in my class. In that way, a lot of peer learning is happening and students can learn from each other. Students can use it to contribute in knowledge building inside the classroom, and it helps them with the course material. So whatever documents they are receiving from their teachers, they can put it under one platform and they can create their own website. Now, I'm sure I've told you a lot of advantages of Google sites, and I'm sure you must be eager to learn how to make a website now. Shall we start? Any query by now?
No, not so far. I think
Okay.
once we start the demo, we have some queries.
Okay. So now how to start? I'm going to start from the very basic. You just need to go to sites.google.com. And this is how the home page is going to appear. Another method of going to Google Sites is you can open your Google Drive. You can click on this plus new icon, go to more option, more here, and then you can see Google Sites. So there are two ways of opening Google Sites. So this is how the home page looks. Now go to the blank option, the plus icon over here on the left corner. Click on it. And this is how the draft is going to look. Now it is very important in the beginning to name your website. Before starting anything, it's very essential to name it. So today I'm going to show you how to create a class website. I'm going to write class. For example, I'm teaching class 6A. So I'm going to write class 6A and let me write my school name, ABC School. The moment I write it, it appears here on the top left corner. Now let me give the title. The title of my website is class 6A and my school name. I can just select it and align it. I want to align it in the center. So this is how I can add the title. Now you can customize it according to your needs. It depends from person to person how they want their website to look like. I'm just going to give an example over here. This is the title section. Now here, this arrow shows the undo option. This arrow over here is for redo. The third option is for preview. The fourth option is for link. Right now, we have not published it, so it's not activated. The option over here is for collaboration. So once I have created my website, I can collaborate with other people to come and join and edit the website with me. Then we have settings. And then last option is to publish, which I'm going to show you later. So right now I'm just going to edit and do some formatting. I have selected it. I'm going to make it a little bold. If I want, I can underline it. I can make it italic, or I can choose the styles from here, the font style from here as well. So this is how you can do the formatting. Now, if you notice here on the right corner, we have three options: insert, pages, and themes. I would suggest you to go to themes first so that you can decide the theme and then you can work accordingly. So we have a lot of options here. We have simple, Aristotle, and I like to go with this one. Then I can choose the colors. I can make it pink, green, or I can just go here and go to more colors, whatever I want. So my theme is going to look like that. I want to go with yellow. So I've decided the theme. Now I want a background to be here. So what I can do is, if you see, here's a change image option on the left side. I can click here and I can go to select image. Now Google gives a lot of options. We can choose any background from here as well. For example, if you want this, or I can go with this one. I just need to click on it and select. So my background is changed. Now if you click here, this is the adjustability option. Now Google site is so interesting and easy that Google automatically adjusts the color, automatically adjusts the brightness of my background and my text. So I don't have to do and I don't have to deal with it. It's automatically done by Google. If you want, you can upload your school's image or any image that you want. So for example, I want to go with this image. See, it's automatically done. Now, if you notice, we have an option called header type here. If you click on it, you can make it a cover, you can make it a large banner or a simple banner, or you can just use title only. As of now, I want to go with banner and my title is done. Now, after creating the title of my website, I need to create my pages, sub pages. So I'll go to the second option here, which is pages. I can see home written over here. They have written home because this is my home page. Now I want to add sub pages to it. So I'll click on the three dots here and I can add subpage. Now, for example, I want to create a subpage called Meet Your Teachers. I'll write it and click on done and see. It's automatically done. Now I want to create another subpage. I'll again go to these three dots, click here on add subpage, and I can create another subpage called syllabus. And done. Another subpage, and I want the timetable for my class. Since I'm creating a website for my class, I'm going to include all the materials which my students are going to require once they are inside this class. Then I'm going to create resources, online resources, where I'm going to put all my online material. Then I'm going to create another page called Contact Us. Now finally, I have created all my subpages, and if you notice, there is a home icon here, and there's a drop down menu and all my subpages have come here. Now if I click on Meet Your Teachers, I'll be taken to Meet Your Teachers subpage. If I click on Contact Us, I'll be taken to Contact Us subpage. If I click on Timetable, I'll be taken to Timetable subpage automatically. I hope it's clear by now. Okay. So if I click on the settings option on my left hand side, this one, you can see navigation written over here, then mode, and then top or side. So if I click on side, then my home page and my options go over here, the drop down menu. And if I click on navigation mode top, then the drop down menu comes like this. So that completely depends on you, how you customize your website. Do you want it on the top or do you want it on the side? As of now, I'll go with side because that's how I like it. So I'll go to side and my menu is here. Okay, now coming back to the home page. Now, you must be seeing an option called add logo over here. I'm going to click on it. And then I have an option of selecting a logo or uploading a logo. We all have a logo. So I have already created a logo and I'm going to put this logo. Now there's a word called favicon. Favicon means that do you want your logo to be at the side of your website? For example, if you look here, Google site has a logo, then this Mentimeter has a logo, Forms has a logo over here. If you want that your website should also have a logo on the top, then you can upload the logo again as a favicon and it's done. Now can you see I have a logo next to the name of my website? So this is done. Now I want to add some elements. I'll just double click and I can add a text. I can embed a page. I can add something from my drive. I can upload it. I can add images. I can add a link to my website. I want to add a text first. I want to welcome my students to my website. Welcome to our classroom. So this is my welcome note for them. I want to make it bold and I want it to be in the center. So I'll align it. Now, if you look here, you have three options on your left side. You have an option of section background, you have an option of duplicate section, and you have an option of delete section. So like this, you can create a lot of sections. I'll go with section background. This regular means it's normal, doesn't have any background. Emphasis 1 means it will have a light background. Emphasis 2 means it will have a dark background. I think I'll go with emphasis 2, looks good. And I can increase the size from here. I can make it 14, that's better. Now I'll go to next section. I'll now double click again. And now I want to add a section. So I can use these insert options as well. Can you see these insert options on my right side? I want to insert, I can insert a layout with a text and a picture, or I can insert so many things from here. I can insert a chart, a form, a sheet, a slide, a doc, a map, and so many things here. I'll go with a button. So I want to insert a button now because I feel that an app or a website looks incomplete without a button. I'll name this button as fill for any query, fill out this form. And now I have to link this button to something. I have already created a Google form for this contact information. I hope you people know how to create a Google form. So in this form, I have written the name of the student, the email of the parent, the address, phone number, and comments if the parents want to connect with me. I can just click on send here and click on link option. I can shorten the link, copy it, go back to my website, and I can paste it over here. When I tap on insert, a button will appear. I can just adjust the size and bring it in the middle and adjust the size again, make it align, and my button is created. Now I'll show you how this button is going to work. I'll go to this preview option. This is how my website is going to look on a large screen. On a tablet, this is going to look like this. On a mobile phone, it's going to look like this. So now if I click on this button, it will automatically take me to the form page. So without giving any link, anything, the button can be linked. I hope you have understood till here. Now going back to my website. Now I want to add a layout. I'll go to insert again. In the next section, I want to add images over here. I want to add more buttons. So I'll show you how you can create buttons using PowerPoint as well. This is going to be really interesting. So this is PowerPoint. What you have to do is to create a button. This is up to you. This is totally up to your choice, whether you want to do it or not. I'm just going to show it over here. So this is a circle. After drawing a circle, go to insert option again, go to icon. Now my first subpage was meet your teachers. So I can take any icon which relates to teachers. Right now I'm going to take this phone icon for contact us. I'm going to bring it here. I'm going to change the color from graphics fill. I can make it white. Now I have to choose both of them together, right click on it and go to group and group it. Now this is done. They have been grouped together. I'll select it again, right click on it, go to save as picture, and I can save the image. Like this, my button is created. Now I'll show you what you can do with this button. I'll go to this plus icon, upload. I have already created buttons so that the time is not wasted over here. So this is meet your teachers button. I don't want this text box. I can delete it. So this I don't want. I'm just going to delete it from here. Next subpage was syllabus. So I've already created a button for syllabus. If you don't want these buttons, you can just write the text only. Completely depends on you. Remove. Then I have the next button for view timetable. Remove this text box because I don't need it. I have the next button for online resources and I can remove it, and these are done. Now these are the buttons, but they are not working as buttons because I have not linked them yet. So if I click on it, you'll see the third option called insert link. So I'm going to link it with meet your teachers page and apply. I'm going to link the syllabus icon with syllabus subpage and apply. I'm going to link with this view timetable and apply. online resources with online resources subpage and apply. And this is done. Now I want one more button over here, so I'll just go with one picture. I don't want this, so I'm going to erase it. I'm going to go with upload again and contact information. I can adjust the size and I can bring it in the middle. And I can link it again with contact us and apply. Now let me show you how it works. I'll go to preview option again. Go to my, let me go to online resources. I'll just click on it and it will automatically take me to the online resources page. So isn't it interesting? It looks like an app now. Now, if I want to go back, I can just click here. I can go to syllabus and this is my syllabus page. So these buttons are working perfectly fine. I'll go to home page again. Now, after this, I want to add my upcoming events. So I can just write upcoming class events here. I can change the background, change the design of it. I want it like this. Now in the next section, I want to add the class events. So class events means I have already saved it in the calendar. So I can right click, go to the calendar and choose a calendar from my drive. So my calendar will be uploaded. So the students, when they come to my website, they can see the options, the subpages, they can see the calendar over here. They will know what next activity is going to come up in the class and they can prepare themselves. Now next is I'm going to add a button here. I'm going to name it as quote of the day. And I can link it with online resources because that's where I'm going to put my quote of the day. And this button can go here and my home page is completed. I can just quickly change the background from here like this. If I want an image, I can go to image option as well and choose a background from here and click here. So it's done. Now last but not the least, I want to add something here. I can add a footer. You'll see a plus add footer option here. Add footer means that whatever you're going to write on this footer option, it's going to appear on all the pages. So I can add a footer. For more information, visit the campus or call the landline number. Suppose I want to put this. Now, I want to give a quick tip. Do not put any picture. Do not put a lot of text in the footer because that doesn't look good. So make sure you're putting only a little bit of text as footer. And this is done.
So Ritika, because
if you want, you can just change.
Sorry to interrupt you. Because you're talking about footer, I had an issue with footers because as soon as I enter it, it deletes the first few letters. I don't know what happens. So maybe we can talk about it later.
I'm also facing the same problem.
Okay, so maybe I can just look it into later.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
So just because that's my personal experience. I have seen people putting a lot of pictures. I have seen people putting GIFs over here in the footer. Do not put it. Just put a little bit of text because that footer remains same in all your sub pages. And as of now, my home page is done. That's again, I'll say it's according to me. You can customize it as per your needs. Now I want to go to my sub page, meet your teachers. I want to add the picture of my teacher and I want to add something about her. So quickly I'll show you. I'll go to this plus option here. I'll go to upload or select image. If you have it in your drive, you can choose from drive as well. Now I can resize it. So I'm just going to write the name here. Then I can write the designation of my teacher. I can write something about her. I can write more detailed information about her over here. I can choose a text box and write something here as well. So that depends on you completely. Now going to my next. Now I don't want my students to navigate to this page. So what I can do is I can go here, add a sub page to meet your teachers. I can add individual teachers page as well. But I don't want my students to go here. So I'll just click here and I'll click on hide from navigation. So I can see the page, but my students won't be able to navigate through it. So that's what you can do. Now moving on to the next page is syllabus. Now I have kept my syllabus in the drive. I'm just going to put something from the sheets. So when you click on sheets, all your sheets that you have created on Google are going to come up over here. Click on insert, and this is how you can insert the syllabus. Moving on to the next page, timetable. I have kept my timetable in the Google Docs. So I'm going to go to insert option, docs, and I'm going to put the timetable here. I'm just putting randomly documents. So this is the timetable that I have put. If I want to add something else, I can just put here, I want to add a form. So I can just go to Google Forms and add a form here, for example, this one, and insert. Now moving ahead with the next one, online resources. Now this is very, very interesting. Whatever online resources you have created during the pandemic, during lockdown period, all your docs, your sheets, your quizzes, your Kahoot links and everything you can put over here. So I'm going to put something from slides that my student has created, and I'm going to put my students' work here. Again, another one my students have created on docs. So I'm going to put that as well here. It's all under one platform. They have created a project on pollution. So I'm going to put it over here. I can resize it, write some text material over here for them. And the last sub page is contact us. Now here on contact us, if I want, I can put a YouTube video for my school. I can just go to insert and then I can go to YouTube. I can just write my school name, search for the video. I can click on it and then select this way. I can put my video here. Apart from that, I can also put the map. If I want the parents to come and visit me, I can enter the location and then click on it, select it, and thus I can place the location of my school or class as well. Now, if you want, I'll show you one thing very interesting here. You can add a direct mail button to the contact us page. You can write mail the class teacher. I'll show you how this works. And here in the link option, you can write mail to, do not give any space, put a colon and write the email address. So I'm going to write my email address and click on insert. I'll show you how this works. Resize it. I want it here next to the map. Okay. Now, if I go to the preview option and I click here on mail the class teacher, it will automatically take me to the mailbox Gmail account, and from there I don't have to write the email address. I don't have to copy or paste it. I can just tap here and automatically it will take me here and I can start writing my mail. So this is all about the basic part of creating it. Now I want, for example, if I'm a teacher, I want my HOD or I want my principal to go through my website and keep an eye on whatever has been happening in the class. So I can go to this option called share with others. I can click on it and I can add their mail IDs or search here. If I click on it, I'll get those IDs. For example, if I want to add Dr. Varya here. So now I don't want him to edit it. I just want him to view it. So I can click here on viewer. I want him to be notified. So I can click here on notify people. And if I want to write a message for him, I can do that. And then I can click on send. So it's a very good option to share your work with your principal and your other teachers, your colleagues, and your head of the department as well. Now, if you go to the settings option here, you can do a lot of things from your, you can see the analytics, how your website has been performing. Then once your website is done, make sure that you're publishing, before publishing, you're previewing it really well. So you can preview it in the mobile format, you can preview it in the tablet format or in the laptop format and go through it. So if there are any changes before publishing, you can correct them. Now, after doing it, I think I'm done. So I'm going to go here on publish, most important step. Now, the best part about Google site is I don't have to follow their names. I don't have to choose them. I can write my own website name, for example, Ritika Classroom. I want to go with this name, and it looks fine with Google as well. And now there's an option called search setting, request public search engines to not display my site. Now this option is applied only when you don't want your website to be publicly available. If you want it to be exclusively only for your school, only for your class, it's a private website, then you can click here. And if you want it to be public, then you can just, you don't have to tick over here, and then you can click on publish. And once you click on publish, your website is published successfully. You can view it on Google or any other platform where you want to search for it. And the students will be able to reach out to you. Now, after creating this website, the best part is I'm going to show you a few really good examples. I hope you are able to see my screen now.
Yes, we are.
Okay, so I'm going to show you a few examples, like the teachers all over the world, they have created a few beautiful websites, which really motivated me to come up with it. This is a history website with one of the teachers. She has created so many icons and links. You know, you can just click here, Math with Boots, and it will take you to a YouTube page that she has created. If you click here on finished early, then she's going to give you more work. So this was a wonderful website. Another one that I came across was this professional development website, which is created by one of the trainer. She has created all the links for all the workshop that has been done, what all was done, what all, like how many participants were there. She has linked everything here, the documents and all. So Google Sites works really well with the trainers as well. This is another website created by a teacher, Miss Shok. She's from Pisgah Forest Elementary School, and she has created a class website for first grade. She has written about herself. Then she has created resources here, math resources, reading resources, science and social studies resources, technology resources. Isn't it really interesting and cool to work with? Students really love seeing a class website and a teacher's website. That really grabs their attention. Next is a lesson plan. You can also create a lesson plan using Google website. You can have a home page where you're discussing about the introduction of your topic. You can then have a project work for the students. You can also include quiz time where you can give a link or a form to them like this. So students can have individual topic-wise websites. Then you can include map as well, map of World War II using this calendar. And then you can have a Padlet work over here. So it's a Padlet wall where the students had contributed and collaborated with each other. The next website that I'm going to show you is a teacher's website where she has created a home page. Then she has created a homework page where she keeps on giving the homework day-wise. Then you have a classroom photos, then parent side when weekly newsletter goes up, then the calendar and parent resources are there. Then you have a student site where students have created their work and other information are also given over there. This is a school website. It's by St. Mary St. Joseph School in Columbia, and they have shared the latest news. They have shared like what's the curriculum, enrollment number, parents and friends, and the vision of the school. Everything. It's so easy to make it, and you don't need any app developer or any person. Like without any money, you're creating it. So that's the best part. The next one is a teacher's website. She has created a website. She has included gifts. She has included pictures here, information for the parents, announcements. Then she has included a video how to log in and use Google Classroom. So you can include videos for the parents as well. And last but not the least, I want to show you a website by GEG South Africa. They have included all the timetable, their curriculum, and all the links and map over here. So all the teachers can just log in into here and they can go through the vision, go through the forms and GEG lessons whenever they have time. Now, coming back to our slide, I hope you have understood how to create your Google website, and you can tell me how and where and you're going to use it. You can create your digital resume as well, because that is very unique and interesting. Imagine you're going for an interview and you're handling your resume and you're giving it to the employer, and I'm sure that's going to surprise him. The only tip that I want to give at the end of the session is that once you have created the website, please make sure to update it regularly. I have seen teachers, I have seen students, they make it and then they forget about it. So please make sure that you're updating your website regularly. You're including all the new things, your certifications or anything that you have created. And if you really like that, then you can write to me on Twitter, or this is my mail ID. You can note it down.
Brilliant, superb, Ritika, superb.
Thank you.
So it was really beneficent, and in a very lucid manner, you explained to us how to create a website. And again, by showing the different examples, you inspired us that yes, this is all the different ways you can use Google Sites to teach the students to stay connected with them or to reflect the teacher's work. Brilliant, simply brilliant. 3 cheers for you, Ritika.
Thank you. Very good. So much.
Very good.
Thank you.
Yeah, yes. Ritika.
I just have a Mentimeter link for them. If they, I can share.
Please share. Yeah.
I'm just going to share a Mentimeter link with you. And if you have any questions, then you can write over here and I'll be able to answer. We still have 10 minutes to go. I hope everyone has received the link.
Yes, it is visible. So, what is this link about?
Sir, they can just write down if they have any query or if they want to ask something, so they can just share here.
There was a quick query from the chat, was that
yes,
you please also share all these links that you have shown to us today.
Okay.
So probably I'll also email them with the content that I'm going to share with all the participants.
Sure.
So along with this, I'm also posting the feedback form link. Here it is. You can kindly fill up the feedback form and fetch your certificate from it. And I really appreciate one of the major tips that Ritika has shared with us, that is creating a digital CV. And I think that was something was really going in my mind while this session was continuing, that at least this is an assignment to all the participants, that you please create a CV of yourself using Google Sites. Now you can keep all these different tags like academic achievements or work achievements or certifications or qualifications or work experiences, different tab pages or different pages or different links. You can put your all project work over there. You can put different images of yourself participating in different kind of conferences or different kind of meetings. And if you just do it, And if anyone asks you, please share your number or please share your contact details, just share that link detail and you are sorted. So this is very brilliant thing. Google Sites is very good. It is free for every educator. It's free basically. You can can put in your stuff inside and you can still use it. The only thing is the published website will be having a link like www.googlesites. And then your domain name will come. So that's okay with us. It's free. It's okay with us. That doesn't matter to us at all. And this is the way we can use it for ourselves in a personal way. But what I would recommend to use Google Sites for, and what Ritika actually showed us to today, demonstrated today, was that as an educator, we must create a site for our class, okay, where you will be sharing your resources as a teacher. And you see, she also pointed that you can add collaborators to it, right? But that was for showing the work to the principal. But apart from it, you must add collaborators, your co-teachers as your collaborators, where they can add their content into the class website. So you have one class website where different teachers are collaborators, and all these teachers will be uploading their material and stuff on that website. Apart from this, Google Sites can be used importantly much for the teachers' reflection practices. Reflection practices basically means that you tried something innovative in the class and it worked well with the class and the students understood it properly and grasped the material better than the regular class. Then that things needs to be highlighted to the audience or to the people out there, and you can shout out there using your website that this is a reflection and this is something which worked very well with me. And I'm really, Ritika, it's really impressive to learn how lucidly you explained to create a website. You made it appear so very simple to create a website using Google Site. And there are so many ways and means that you can create a website, and different topics that you share with us, that this is one kind of a website, this is why you should be creating a website, what things you should take in care while preparing your website, all this thing, really. And I'm so impressed with this learning, and really 3 cheers for you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. It really means a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is so important to actually have all the content at one place. So here in the US, so usually end of the year, we always have something called as beginning of the year, we have back to school, where the teacher shows what they will be doing the whole year. And end of the year, it is always, I even forgot the name because this year we don't have it. So it's like end of the year. So teacher displays everything what the students did the whole year. And as parents, we are always very excited to go and see great work, like poems written by our kids, pictures drawn by our kids, projects done. Yes. So this year, what the teachers are doing, they created a class website, just like you showed. And then they have student pages in there. And each student is asked to put their best work, upload their best work.
Brilliant.
So this is one more way of displaying everything. Yeah.
Also, sir, what happens is once you have created a website for your class, it's there with you for the sessions to come. It's one-time job, and then you can keep on just updating or inserting something new or deleting something old, because the syllabus doesn't change for years together. So once you are there, it is very convenient for the teachers to be sharing the links with the sessions also to come.
So
it's one time.
You get the advantage of the cumulative work.
Yes.
So you add on the works regularly. You can add on your updations to it, and then it multiplies. It just compiles to be a better resource.
Like last year also, I had created this with Google Slide. Last year also, I had shared it with my children. But this year, they are emphasizing more on MCQs. So there is one more subpage which has come, MCQs for all the lessons. So these, just keep on updating. That's what Ritika ma'am said also. And very aptly, you just have to keep on updating the websites also. It's very important. You can't let it stale there. The children also lose interest. Then they don't want to visit the websites ever again, because they know what data is going to be there. So every month, and now when the exams are near, and with English, children do not study English in India very. It is only during last days of the exams and near the exams that they study. So with a website like that, my children are very happy. Everything at one place. We don't have to search. We don't have to go to the links. So they just open, they read, they download, and it's very, very convenient. It's one of the best things that you can do as a teacher. That's what I would do.
Brilliant.
Even
brilliant.
for the parents, as I said, that there was one website which was going through and the teacher had given all the tutorial videos. So
Yeah.
parents, you send something on WhatsApp, they'll be like, I didn't receive, where is it, where is it? So instead of, answering each and every parent, we can just give them the website. All the tutorial materials are there, please go through it. So,
Yeah.
it's everything easier for the parents as well to like have a one platform.
Even embedding a calendar, that is what I like. So
Yes,
you add an
yes.
event in your calendar and it's already embedded in your website. It just shows there.
And you can add mail IDs for respective teachers there. So they don't have to search for the mail IDs and they just
Right.
go to the button and then they can mail the teacher.
Yeah, the best part was when I created the GEG Pune website. It was that was my first website. I should say that, because that was the first time I learned about creating Google sites when I was learning about Google Educator Level 1 exam. And I myself was so amazed that, oh my God, we can do so many things and without paying. So some of my friends asked me, how much did they charge you to make this website? And so even though that was my first project and it is a very basic website, I am learning more things, just like Ritika ma'am said, hide it from navigation. I never tried that, but it's great to learn new things and keep your things updated.
And there was a very cool tip from your side that how to create your customized buttons, using PowerPoint.
Yeah.
It's really brilliant,
That's my personal
Yeah.
favorite, because in that way I'm changing a website into an app.
Yeah.
And in this simple step, I'm changing it into an app, and I just click on the button, and it'll take me to some other
Yeah.
page. And
That
if you're
was
creating if you're
Very
creating a
interesting.
digital resume, then you can embed your tweets as well.
Mhm.
So if you have
Yeah.
tweeted something, you can embed your tweet into your website, and then the employer is going to be really, very impressed.
Yeah, that was very interesting. Very, very interesting.
And I
really
think from
wanna try
now
that.
on, nobody's going to ask for a paper resume. They would
Exactly.
just want
Yeah.
to see
Yes.
digital
Exactly.
portfolios.
And how many papers would you even
Yeah.
share and submit? It's better to give a website. That's always advisable.
Exactly.
Yeah, just before we forget, until everyone is here, I just
Yeah,
wanted to
yes.
share. Yeah, should I do
Yes,
that?
Reshma, I was just about to tell you that. Please go
Okay.
ahead.
So let me quickly share my screen,
Yes,
and I'll just share the tab.
we're so happy to share something what Reshma has to share.
Okay,
Hold
are we
on.
ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So we have very, very exciting news. Well, me and Dr. Varia were most excited about it when we heard about one of our very first members, and she's with us. And I want to congratulate.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Dr. Darji.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You have
Thank
climbed up the
you.
ladders quickly. Congratulations to you.
Yes,
Thank you so much.
Dr. Narjit started with GEG Pune, GEG Ahmedabad just 6 months back, and we are personally, I'm very, very proud of her to see that she took up the challenge. She started working on it, and within 6 months, she did level 1, level 2, and she is a certified trainer with us.
Brilliant.
Congratulations!
Brilliant.
Thank you. You
Congratulations.
introduced me, both of you, especially Reshma. You introduced me to this journey. So it's a beautiful journey. I love, my inbox just brightens me up now.
Great, great.
Lot of
Thank you so
information.
Yeah, you're
I
an
know.
inspiration, man.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
great.
So you are an inspiration. I'm hoping everybody gets inspired. We also have, I don't know if Devraj is with us today.
Devraj is
Yeah.
not yet today, but yes,
Okay.
Devraj is, yeah.
But I want to
Congratulations,
congratulate
Yeah.
Devraj also. He is a certified trainer as well. And I know Devraj contacted me on Twitter and he said, how do you do this? How do you do that? So he really wanted to learn, and he's in Maldives.
Yes.
So he joined us, and then he completed his journey. And congratulations to Devraj as well. So we are trying to make sure that all educators learn all the tools, technology, how to implement it, and become certified trainers, where you can, Google certifies you to be eligible to train other people and learn as well. We learn a lot in that trainer group, actually.
Yes.
And then last but not the least, Dr. Varia, should we tell this now? That
Please do. Please do.
yeah, so stay tuned. We are working on some kind of a group training program where we will be doing a 6-week training program exclusively as cohorts. So We will be having teachers as students and working together once a week. We will have 20 educators in one cohort. We'll meet once a week face to face to help you learn and be prepared for level 1 examination. So we are working on the timings, and I know we will have different timings, and me and Dr. Waria, one of us will be the trainer at that time. And by the end of 6 weeks, we promise you that you will be prepared to give your level 1 exam. So that is from my side.
Yeah, this was something great, and we were, we were so, eager to announce this news to you. 2 of our members clearing their journey with Google, being Google trainer, and what Reshma just shared with us all, that yes, we are into a plan of starting some cohort concept so that we can handhold some of the tutors and then take them further to their journey of level 1 certification, level 2, and if they want to carry on ahead with that. So I think that's for today's session, and I really again congratulate.
Can I say something?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I'm Mala. I have something to say. After joining your sessions, I was totally impressed the way you people coordinate with us, and it so happened that I participated in a Scratch training program, and all the teachers of that was conducted for all over India, and I just participated. I didn't take it very seriously, but it so happened I got prize, all India prize. I just wanted to share this with you.
Great, ma'am. Great, ma'am. Congratulations. We are proud of you as well. So this is the beauty of it. See, we would love that if you share your achievements with us. We would love that whatever what learnings you have made. I think, Reshma, let us have some kind of a common platform where people can share with us this, and then we can again introduce. We can again announce the same thing with our coming schedules.
Can I share also something, sir?
Yes,
Sure.
please. Yes, please.
Sir, I'm Buenavides. I'm a science teacher. I'm from the country of Philippines.
Yes, please.
I just want to share, sir, that our Department of Education here in our country allotted a budget for teachers and learners to have a DepEd email account for them to use. And as an educator, sir, I had all the learners how to use the products of Google, just like the Google Forms, the shared documents of Google Docs. And now also I'm preparing for my level 1. So I studied the one link you shared here about the fundamentals.
Great.
Yes, so
And
exactly that is,
last Friday, sir. Last Friday, sir, we did our in-service training. It was national. And since there are cases that it's hard for us to get inside the link, what I did was I created a Google site so that my co-teachers will use those sites, and then they will click the button for say let's say day 1, morning and afternoon session. So no need to go to other link, but rather use the Google site that I made, and they thank for me what I did. So that's a good news for the Google product, sir.
So this is the beauty of it. See, like us, when all educators are having a contributory approach, and all educators are willing to collaborate. Now, this is the beauty of this kind of GAG community or educators community, where we learn from each other. No matter whether we are certified, we are not certified, we bear any qualification or not particular qualification, but we are eager to learn and we are eager to share what we learn. Now, this is the beauty of this community. And Reshma, we have, you have rightly set up this standard here that we all are sharing some kind of learning with each other. So that's all with today's session, I suppose. And I really congratulate Ritika ma'am for taking up this session. It was really interesting. And very importantly, she did it all in a particular time limit. And that was brilliant. I just noticed you covered up the entire topics in a very lucid manner, very easily subtle way in just 40 minutes. In 40 minutes, you taught us how to create a website, how to create custom buttons, and you also showed us different kinds of websites that other teachers around the world have created for their students. That's brilliant. So, this is how we can come, we can conclude a session in 1 hour. So I really appreciate all that has been done today. And the last point of today's day is, let's have a peek together I wish everyone to please come on to the screen and for a screenshot. I request everyone to please come onto the screen. You can have post something like images like this or like that. And yes, the countdown begins now. It's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Yes. Thanks everyone for today's session.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
I'm just stopping the recording and we can then continue.